Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So in this tutorial I'm going to share with you the #1 question that I get asked about Appics, because this whole idea and concept of turning likes into currency almost sounds too good to be true. So how does it actually work? What is voting power? Do you have to invest to get an account or have thousands of followers? What's the difference between a like and an upvote? And most importantly, where does the money come from? So in this video, I'm going to try and answer it all. I'm also going to try and keep it as short as possible. So before we get started, I just want to let you know that I am going to create a series of videos that go a bit deeper into the technical parts and in the understanding of the underlying technology blockchain. But this is just a tutorial on how to use the app. So first thing you need, of course, is an Appics account. So if you don't have one already, make sure you check out the previous video that we posted on this account where I take you through the registration process. So once you're logged in, you're directly in your timeline or feed, and this should feel familiar to your current social media. But as you may have noticed already, under every post there is an amount of US dollars which represents the value that people assign to it. So how this works is when someone posts a picture or a video, instead of just liking it, you can choose to give it an upvote. So you click on the upvote button and then you see the slider open up. Now you can place a vote, and depending on how much you like this piece of content, you can decide how much of your voting power you're going to upvote it with. And you can choose to vote with between 1 and 100% of your voting power with every upvote. Well, a like is just a like. It doesn't really mean or do anything, and it's the same for everyone. It doesn't matter if it's someone with a lot of influence and built reputation and brand who gives a like, or someone who's just created a brand new account. A like is simply a like. Now, on the other hand, an upvote lets the system know how much value you're assigning to the post, and then all the votes together, they create a total amount that then gets generated for this post. And instead of having an infinite amount of likes, you have a set amount of voting power every day that you can use. And every user has voting power, but everyone's voting power or weight of the vote is different depending on how many tokens a user has on their account. The system automatically recognizes the total value of all votes and then distributes the rewards from the Appics reward pool. So 65% goes to the content creator, which means if you're making a post, 65% automatically goes into your wallet. Then 10% goes to the Appics account for sustaining the ecosystem, and 25% goes to the curators. So the people who are upvoting, judging content, they're earning as well for their contribution. It is 100% free to register an Appics account and get started, and with a brand new account you'll be credited with a minimum amount of voting power so that you can start commenting and upvoting. But of course your upvote is only going to be worth cents at first, and then you can decide if you want to work your way up and just earn more tokens by creating great content, by commenting a lot and using your voting power every day. So you can organically increase the weight of your vote and your impact on the platform by earning more tokens without having to invest, but you can also choose to buy tokens to increase your voting power faster. Just keep in mind that if you have a brand new account and you didn't buy any tokens, your vote on 100% is going to be worth less than the vote of someone who already has a lot of tokens in their wallet and who upvotes with, let's say, 20% of their voting power, because the voting power relates directly to the amount of tokens that you hold in your wallet on your Appics account. Yes, the people who upvote content first that later becomes popular, therefore they are able to detect valuable content, they receive a slightly larger percentage of the curator's pool because they discovered valuable, high-quality content first and made it possible for others to see. They made it more visible for others with their upvote. Yes, the same applies to the comment section. Comments are also a form of content that the community can vote on, and it's a way of adding value to the network. So for the first time, users are actually being rewarded for their engagement, and it's a great way of incentivizing positivity. So the distribution remains the same. The comment writer gets 65%. If you upvote a comment, you get a fraction of the 25% curator's pool of how much that comment earns. It's important to understand that when you place a vote, nothing goes away from your wallet. You aren't giving the money from your pocket, but you're simply assigning value to the post with your upvote, and you're influencing how much this content is worth. So the people who upvote, they only decide how much of the rewards should be generated, and then the currency comes from the reward pool and automatically gets distributed by the blockchain. So you lose nothing by upvoting others, you only earn, because as I mentioned before, 25% of the rewards of the post actually get distributed to the upvoters. So we have a curation pool for people who are upvoting. So again, nothing goes away from your wallet. Now the question everyone wants to know, well, where does the money come from? So to get a better idea, the way I like to explain it is, if we think about social media platforms today that are worth billions of dollars, and 100% of the money they make directly goes to the shareholders and the company. Now imagine if there was a smart way to distribute the value of the platform directly with the user base in a fair way, so that every person, no matter if they like, post, or comment, if they're creative content creators or even curators, they get a fair share for their contribution. So the technology Appics is based on allows for such an ecosystem, which literally speaking is able to turn likes into currency. And instead of just having a handful of shareholders, every user can be a token holder and earn tokens and up their reputation. So Appics has a reward pool from which the currency for all posts gets distributed from. And this reward pool refills automatically each month, and it generates value through social interactions due to the nature of its underlying technology, the blockchain. So you have a set amount of votes per day that you can use, and you should be using, because the best part actually is when you upvote, you're earning as well. So it's important to understand that while your voting power does depend on the amount of tokens you have in your wallet, the tokens in your wallet are not affected when you use your voting power. So if you upvote something with 100% of your voting power, you can see that the next time you're going to upvote something, the impact of your vote or the weight of your vote has decreased a little, but nothing goes away from your wallet. It just means that you have a set amount of votes per day that you can use up. And this limitation just makes sense because you don't want everyone to be draining the reward pool. And also it gives users a reason to choose wisely how they're going to use their voting power, what is quality content, deserves to be upvoted, and it overall just makes the platform better. So if you want to upvote more content in a day and distribute your voting power better, you should be upvoting posts with maybe 20%, 30%, sometimes 70%, which just means your voting power will last longer than if you upvote with 100% always, because then you'll run out of your voting power quicker. Which isn't super terrible, because every 24 hours your voting power will get renewed and goes back to 100%, but that's totally up to you. Either way, I highly recommend to use all of your voting power every day and upvote as much content as you can, because again, you're not losing anything, you're not losing any tokens, you're only adding value, you're creating value, you're adding to the reward pool, you're mining currency, rewarding others, and you're earning at the same time. So why not? There really is no downside to it. It's a win-win concept for everyone, and I know it sounds too good to be true, but that's really how it works, and it's possible because of the nature of the technology that is able to distribute value in such a way. I know that was a lot of information to take in, but I hope I could shed some light on how Appics works. It's such a brand new concept of social media, or as we like to call it, the next generation of social media, and it might take some time for people to get used to. But once people understand that there's finally an alternative to traditional social media that offers transparency, doesn't exploit its user base, and offers new streams of income, I'm sure it'll catch on quickly. So right now is a great time, if you're watching or hearing this, to take advantage of being an early adopter and just test it out yourself, because learning by doing is always the best way to understand anything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.